Our coverage is always brought to you by FUCO Motors. Troy, 3,600 plus people here at training camp. Probably one of the biggest and most energetic days we've seen so far. So when that final out came, you guys poured out of the dugout. Tell me what was going through your mind.
Hopefully I don't break something at the bottom of the dog pile.
You hear about ACL injuries a lot. It's the muscle right about here on your knee, right in the middle. Athletes often injure it when they torque or twist the wrong way, causing it to tear. This is the problem with Jake Butt, Broncos tight end. Chris said he looked at the course and he couldn't even see clearly. Everything was white. And when you're about to fling yourself 300 feet down a steep incline, you're setting yourself up for disaster. The Brewers up 6-0 on the Rockies in the top of the 9th inning. You can see fans streaming out behind me here. It's not over yet. So where are you guys going? We got a game still. With Colorado Mesa declining the Division I offer, that meant there was still a spot open in the Western Athletic Conference. So we traveled nearly 400 miles away. Here in St. George, Utah, the Dixie State Trailblazers decided they would be the ones to step up to the plate. Gold today, silver yesterday. Think you met your expectations for the X Games this year?
I mean, I really wanted to took all 3 medals.
No lead is ever safe. And we should point out that before the game even started, there's a crowd here at Saplizio Field watching the CMU baseball team on the big screen, cheering every time they scored a run. And I will tell you, they scored quite a few runs in their first round tournament in the Division II College World Series. Tight end Jake Butt was back in pads this week, catching passes from new quarterback Joe Flacco in front of the adoring fans. Butt's career has gotten off to a rough start. He was drafted in the 5th round back in 2017 by Denver. He was expected to go much earlier, but an ACL injury tanked his stock and sidelined him for the entire 2017 season. You hear about ACL injuries a lot. It's the muscle right about here on your knee, right in the middle. Athletes often injure it when they torque or twist the wrong way, causing it to tear. This is the problem with Jake Butt, Broncos tight end, who injured his ACL 3 different times in both knees. It's turned the situation of the Broncos from a likely roster spot to now having to fight for one in 2019.
I've been fighting an uphill battle overcoming this 3rd one, so it's going to take some time. With that being said, it's still very early, we're middle July.
In the next 2 drafts, Denver picked up 2 more tight ends. Troy Fumagalli, a Wisconsin product, in the 5th round, and Noah Fant, Denver's 1st-round pick out of Iowa in 2019. He's a 21-year-old who declared early and who's still getting a feel for the NFL pace.
You go against better players every day, every play. In college, you might have had some plays where you could have got away with certain things, where you're in the NFL, you can't. You have to be exactly on point on every single thing.
Jeff Howerman, following Butt's injuries, also stepped into a leading role, picking up 281 yards and 2 touchdowns in 2018. The race is on for the top tight end spot. Butt has said he's feeling confident in his body going into training camp, but Coach Fangio has said everyone, including newcomer Noah Fant, is in consideration for the top spot in the depth chart.
Everybody's getting a lot of reps right now. So we have a process of controlling the reps. What unit he gets them with at this early stage is not as important.
Fant has the healthiest track record of all 4 tight end prospects at training camp. In his 3 years at Iowa, Fant appeared in 36 games and caught 19 touchdowns. And despite the competition, the guys are still bonding in the orange and blue.
A bunch of great guys, and everybody wants to help each other out. Everybody wants to get better. So it's a great room, and I'm definitely happy to be in there.
Just say here, come on out, kid, drive it, here we go. My name is Grant Porter, and I'm a bat boy for the Navarro College Bulldogs. We're gonna go to Denver for our dad's playoff game because he's the coach for the Palisade Bulldogs, but he lost disappointingly, so we ended up being the bat boys, which was fun. They're pretty cool. They like to talk to us and hang out with us a little bit, so it's pretty fun.
Hi, Mom.
I was pretty excited when we got to, yeah. I'd never done it before, so it was my first time. And line drive right up the middle here, Mason. I think they're going to do pretty good. In the past few games, they've had some pretty good defense and offense, so I'm looking forward to it. Today, we're going to try a new move. If we're up 4 runs and we get some big hit, we're going to slide and grab the bat. Do a stand-up slide and grab the bat. So I can't wait till we try that. It's going to be pretty fun.
Remember, you have to go slide and get the bat.
Dad said only do that when we're up 5 or 6 runs.
Okay, well, that's cool.
It's pretty cool that I get to do it with my brother rather than just by myself. We take turns in innings, and switch off, so it's pretty fun.
On guard. Ready? Fence.
It's fast, physical, and at times, a mental chess game.
A lot of it is staying a step ahead of your opponent and getting them to actually do what you want them to do.
That's Corian Wall. She and her husband Aaron are the reason fencing exists in the Valley. When they moved here back in 2001, they realized something was missing.
Again? Good. We looked around and said, this place has no fencing. And that just says, you know, it can't happen that way. People need a fence.
So they did. First a class at CMU, then a club sport at the college, and eventually an independent group for all ages.
It's a great way to end the week, just hanging out with friends, a bunch of sword nerds and whatnot. Instead of just talking about stuff and everything like that, we actually get to like battle against each other and whatnot.
So we learned fencing essentially started hundreds of years ago to settle disputes. Now it's more of a exercise-based activity, mental and physical. So I'm gonna get my butt kicked here real quick. I can tell you from experience, Jesus, it's more exhausting than you think.
It's definitely athletic. I definitely wear my class out, but it also requires you to think.
The club offers all three types of fencing: foil, epee, and saber. The disciplines you see every 4 years in the Olympics.
You gotta try it before you say, oh no, I don't wanna do that. If you enjoy sword fighting, if you are the athletic nerd type, then this is definitely the sport for you.
Corian and Aaron walked me through some of the basics. The layers of clothing you wear, all constricting, otherwise good. Not only for safety, but to see who gets the point.
So it knows if it hits on the lame.
And trust me, even if it looks intimidating, okay, the Wall family just suggests you try it out and see if it's for you.
Go competitive later, worry about that later. Just come and just have fun with it. I've had a 70-year-old in here, 75. It's a fence. It's something you can do through your entire life.
Did you get a sticker, buddy?
It's a real-life cast of characters.
Gee, smile!
Superheroes at Saplesio Field with some dance moves, issuing out some free smiles. They call themselves the Justice League of Hope. It's a nonprofit group handing out unbreakable smiles to kids and adults alike throughout the community.
They don't see a grown man that never grew up dressed in a Batman costume. They see Batman, and it makes their day, and it fills their heart with happiness. And when we're able to see that smile on a child's face, that just warms my heart more than anything else.
Yes, Deadpool was serving up some beverages before the game.
Non-alcoholic vodka tastes just like water. It's water for $1.
But their real goal can be found away from the ballpark.
Around Christmas time, we adopt anywhere between 10 to 15, sometimes 20 families of kids who are special needs, foster kids, families who have fallen on difficult times that can't have a Christmas.
That's the hope part of their name, creating a magical moment for kids who, for one reason or the other, are having a rough day.
We make them forget about Santa Claus because you show up at their house unexpected with a house full of superheroes. It's Christmas time, and I guess I'm wearing red, but now I'm a skinny Santa Claus. But we make the community the heroes instead of us. We're just wearing the get-ups and the suits. You know, the community is actually going out and buying these gifts.
Founded by David Brock 8 years ago, the group visits hospitals, adopts children for the holidays, and runs completely off donations. The costumes are almost all handmade, and they're not just for the kids.
I just wanted to be a part of something a little bit bigger, and also I could be a nerd while doing it. So, you know, I decided to make my costume, and then I kind of just jumped right into it.
And even on a fun day at the World Series, the Justice League of Hope also took some time for an extra smile. 6-year-old Easton,
Junction,
who recently had a feeding tube removed, got a signed game ball from his favorite superheroes.
It's a really nice way to spend a few hours on a Friday evening, and I can't think of any place that I'd rather be than here in costume with my beautiful friends, goofing off. I mean, what could be better than that, right?
Hey, we're Central High School, and you're watching Friday Night Frenzy.
It's Friday Night Frenzy, presented by Tim's Auto Glass.
Troy, we have never had an issue getting the high schoolers to yell into the microphone for us.
No, and I love their little, hey.
It's Friday Night Frenzy. I'm Richie Cozzolino. There's Troy Lynch.
How you doing?
We're in week 11 already.
time flies when you're having fun.
Oh my gosh, week 11? I mean, the regular season's all over now. I mean, it's playoff time, baby.
It is playoff time, but we're going to start with this regular season finale. Two teams still battling it out, the Mesa Ridge Grizzlies and the Central Warriors. It's senior day for the Warriors at Stoker Stadium. Anthony Zubiotti eating a Snickers while celebrating the night with his family.
Kind of like Skittles.
Yeah, he's having a good time. He's looking to lock up their spot in the 4A postseason. We're going to start just 2 plays into the third quarter. Quarterback Max Marsh for Central is going to find his trusty wide receiver running back combo in Cade Balaweg. The senior, what's probably his last home game in the Valley, rumbling untouched, 76 yards for the touchdown. Has a nice little end zone dance to celebrate the occasion too. How about that, Troy?
Oh,
like that? Does that have a name?
Is that from Fortnite? I'm not sure.
It might be. I don't know. Central up 21-7. A couple of guys who'll be on the team next year connect here. There's Marsh on a slant to tight end. Cole Taylor, 6'6" as a junior. He stayed for his senior season. It's 28-7. Then on the punt return for the Grizzlies, actually a really nice punt here for a high school team.
That's like a spiral. That's better than what you can throw with your hand.
It really is. Elijah Romero here for Central. This is pretty good too. Bobbing and weaving through defenders. He's a junior too. The future for Central is looking bright. 80 yards on the punt return. Touchdown for the Warriors. They scored 27 points in the third quarter. Dominate Mesa Ridge 47-7 from Stoker. Central finishes the regular season at a very good 7-3. They finished second in the 4A Southern Football League and have all but guaranteed themselves a spot in the postseason thanks to that arm of junior QB Max Marsh. A great turnaround from last year's 4-6 season for the Warriors.